In boxing, becoming a champion is every fighter's dream. It's the summit, the glory, the promise of legacy. But for some, reaching the top wasn't the end of their journey, it was the beginning of their downfall. Because the true test of greatness isn't just winning a fight, it's what happens after. When the spotlight fades, and the discipline that built a champion starts to crumble. Today on the main event, we're diving into the stories of 4 fighters who won it all, then lost it all. Not in the ring, but in their own lives. This is what happens when victory turns into vulnerability, and when fame becomes the most dangerous opponent. Roberto Duran. June 20th, 1980, Montreal. Roberto Duran defeats Sugar Ray Leonard in a brutal toe-to-toe classic. He doesn't just win, he breaks Leonard's rhythm, his confidence, and his aura. Duran is hailed as the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, the man who beat the Golden Boy. But that victory comes with a curse. Back in Panama, Duran is treated like a god. The parties never stop. Food, alcohol, adoration, it all pours in. He gains over 40 pounds. Training becomes secondary. The discipline that made him a legend fades beneath the praise that makes him human. Meanwhile, Leonard plots his revenge. He activates the rematch clause. Just 5 months later, the two are back in the ring. But Duran isn't the same man. He'd crashed dieted to make weight. He was irritable, sluggish, and empty. And when Leonard danced, taunted, and refused to brawl, Duran grew frustrated, and then he quit.
Everyone remembers the bolo punch and the winding up the right hand and hitting him with the left.
And he's got Duran openly, not just furious, but
no mas. 2 words that stained a career.
Infamous words, no mas.
No, I don't understand.
He's saying no, he quit.
I don't understand it.
I think Duran quit.
A moment of surrender born not from fear of the opponent, but from the consequences of his own choices. Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas etched his name in boxing history on February 11th, 1990. A 42-1 underdog, he did the impossible. He knocked out the baddest man on the planet, Mike Tyson.
He's uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this! He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas.
It was supposed to be the start of a dominant reign, but it was really the beginning of the end. Douglas returned home to fame, fortune, and flattery, and just like Duran, the celebration never stopped. He gained over 15 pounds before his first defense against Evander Holyfield. He barely trained. He even admitted he wasn't taking it seriously. In the ring, the difference was clear. Holyfield was focused, conditioned, and prepared. Douglas was heavy, slow, and disinterested. The fight ended in the 3rd round.
Careful, body. What a shot by Evander Holyfield. It was a twisting right.
After that, Douglas faded from boxing. He ballooned to nearly 400 pounds. He slipped into a diabetic coma. He almost died. He later admitted, "I didn't realize how far I'd fallen until it was almost too late." Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner was once hailed as the next big thing. A 4-weight world champion by 26. Speed, power, charisma. Everything pointed to superstardom. But for Broner, the problem wasn't talent. It was everything else. He gained weight between fights. He surrounded himself with yes men. He bragged about not training, about partying more than sparring.
Put on a show. I love to put on a show. That's what I do. Performing for these fans, putting on shows. It was something that I always dreamed of doing. It gave me this feeling like I'm living my dream and I don't want to go back to broke.
He turned down a $40 million deal with Roc Nation. And when he fought Marcus Medina in 2013, the truth came crashing down. Medina bullied him, outworked him, humiliated him, and Broner never fully recovered. Since then, Broner's life has been a cycle of promise and disappointment.
Look, you're under arrest. You've had too much to drink. Or, I don't know if you've done illegal drugs, but you're impaired and shouldn't be driving, okay? Okay, turn around and just put your hands on your back like you're clapping.
Legal troubles, arrests, missed weight, canceled fights. He said it himself. I messed up. I let myself down. Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. became a global sensation overnight. He wasn't supposed to beat Anthony Joshua. He was supposed to collect a paycheck. Instead, he knocked him down 4 times and made history as the first Mexican heavyweight champion. He earned millions, bought mansions, cars, jewelry, and stopped training. His trainer, Manny Robles, couldn't reach him. Ruiz gained 15 pounds. He said, "I didn't train. I didn't take it seriously. I let the fame get to me." In the rematch, Joshua boxed with ease. Ruiz was slow, unprepared, and mentally checked out. He lost every round. Since then, Ruiz has struggled to return. He battles depression, weight issues, and inactivity. He shows flashes of revival, but the shine of that one night still casts a long shadow. They climbed to the top but couldn't hold the crown. Duran, Douglas, Broner, Ruiz. Different names, same fate. In boxing, victory is a spotlight, but also a shadow. It shines on your triumph, but it binds you to the tracks. They didn't lose because someone hit harder or moved faster. They lost to comfort, to complacency, to the silence after the storm. Because in the end, the hardest fight isn't in the ring, it's in the reflection. The man who once starved, struggled, and sacrificed is now full, famous, and distracted. In that version of you, he's the toughest to beat. Subscribe to The Main Event for more stories of triumph, tragedy, and the truth behind the gloves.